Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Kerrville Weekly News Roundup, hosted by the Texas Hill Country Podcast Network. We are your co-hosts and founders of the network, Andrew Gay and Tom Fox, here to talk about our top news picks of the week. Tom, do you want to do the honors, sir, and kick us off?
Sure. A couple of stories caught my attention this week. The first is Mary Muse, the director or executive director of the Kerrville Folk Festival, has announced her retirement. She's held this position for 8 years. If you've never been to the Kerrville Folk Festival and you live in Kerrville, I would encourage you to go. It is a fabulous month or 3 weeks of music every Friday and Saturday nights, and then on Sunday there's always something going on. If you're interested in learning about songwriting, music, learning to play, refining your play of any musical instrument out there, it's been a part of the Kerrville life since I think 1973. We just had the 50th anniversary last year. I guess it would be 72. If you like singer-songwriters, if you like folk music, if you like rock music, if you like country western music, it's got music for you. And Mary Muse has led this effort for the past 8 years. She met her husband, songwriter Bill Muse, at the Kerrville Folk Festival. So she's had a great run. We're sorry to see her go, but I'm sure she will leave us in good hands. The second story I have, Andrew, is a little bit different focus, and it's HEB, which has initiated several recycling initiatives around plastic bags locally. And what struck me about this is HEB is one of the best corporate citizens you could ever ask for. When Hurricane Harvey hit Houston, it was actually HEB, not the state or local governments or even the federal government, that led the initial rescues and bringing supplies and food to Houston. But that's just one example of what HEB does. And I really want to emphasize this for all the criticism from our state around recycling, around responding to climate change. Businesses can really lead this effort, and HEB is doing an education program. They're working to lessen the use of plastic bags, and they're going to work to recycle them as well. So I want to throw a big shout out to HEB for leading this effort locally here in Kerrville, and also helping to lead an educational effort on the ubiquity of plastic bags. How about any stories that caught your eye?
Yeah, a couple, Tom, and thank you for that. First and foremost, let's start with the new superintendent that was selected for Kerrville ISD. Kerrville is known for having a great school system, solid school system. There's plenty of kinks like any other school system that it constantly needs attention and to be worked out. But Dr. Mark Faust, who was the superintendent before the new superintendent here, had left just a few months ago, I think at the end of last year. And the new superintendent that Kerrville ISD has selected is a gentleman named Dr. Brent Ringo. He is Chief Financial Officer for Garland ISD, where he was recognized as one of the top 100 CFOs in the U.S. in 2021. His areas of oversight range from human resources, finance, budget, payroll and benefits, facilities, maintenance, planning and construction, tax services, and more. You can find a nice little breakdown of his profile right on the KISD website, which is kerrvilleisd.net. So that was one. That was a big deal. That's been talked about a lot in our community. And number two is this weekend is Easter weekend, and it is customary for our community to throw a festival that is called Easter Fest the Saturday before Easter Sunday, and it is headed up by the current year's class of Leadership Kirk County. So those guys have been working very hard. I'm involved in that organization. I'm on the steering committee, but the class participants are the ones that are responsible for throwing that festival and putting it together and organizing everything. It is in conjunction with the chili cook-off that is a state-sanctioned event. And so those folks will be arriving, or were arriving today, and will be lined up along the river to do their chili cook-off activities. But then there's also everything from a car show, an Easter egg hunt for kids that starts at 11 a.m., vendors. There's a beer tent. So as long as the weather looks like it's going to hold out, which it does, it looks like it's going to be okay. Fingers crossed for that. That event should be a blast. So if you're in the area this weekend, that is definitely something you want to check out. But like I mentioned, this year's class has done a great job. Worked really, really hard putting that together. So we're hoping for a successful event there. So go check that out if you're in the Kerrville area this weekend. But that's not the only Easter themed event that's going on this weekend. I just wanted to mention that if you go online, whether you follow The Lead with Louis Amstoy or any other local news, there is plenty of stuff to do this weekend that is Easter themed. I think there was a joke this week about how many extravaganzas there were going on this weekend. So there is no shortage of things to do that are Easter themed this weekend. So get out there and go do something fun, and maybe go hunt some eggs or do something that has the Easter spirit with you. So with that, that's the only two news stories I wanted to mention. Anything that you got planned this weekend, Tom?
Well,
are you going to do any of the extravaganzas?
We'll probably start the packing process, but what I want to do is we have an incredible convergence of religions on this weekend. It's the end of Ramadan, it's the end of Passover, and of course it's Easter. And so I want to shout out to any listeners we have who are from those other faiths. I hope you enjoy and appreciate your time on either ending Ramadan or ending Passover. And hopefully we'll have great weather and we can spend some great time outside on Easter Sunday.
All right, guys, that'll do it for us today. Hope you have a great Easter weekend and a safe one at that, and go out and have some fun. Enjoy the Texas Hill Country. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in for this week's Kerrville Weekly News Roundup. We will catch you next week.